Welcome back. Welcome back to Beorix's Brawl. We have got the grand finals coming up now between Zerton and Eery. Eery seems to be the people's favorite, but Zerton is not to be trifled with. Zerton is one of the strongest players in the game. PF2K, welcome back, my friend.
Hello.
And for...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please. I was gonna say that this series is gonna be probably even better than the that was best ever.
Absolutely. So invite your friends, get your friends and family in here, because it's going to be a nail biter. And we actually are starting out with a Greek mirror on Sheltered Pass P. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Greek's Mirror?
Yep.
Oh wow. This is gonna be interesting, yeah. It comes down to army movements from players because Greeks are pretty slow compared to most other civs. And also Greek Mirror, I think by far the best mirror matchup in the game is Greek Mirror actually, just because of the way their unit roster works. Like it's so, rock paper scissors based. Like
Right.
their units have clearly defined roles, and like every unit counters the other one. And like when you scout your opponent's base, you know exactly what they're gonna be making. So it really comes down to lots of tactical decision making, and I'm really excited to see how these players are going to play it. Though I expect Eery to be the more offensive player, as the norm with Eery, of course. But Zerton's always has something up his sleeve, especially in the very late game. So if we get to the super late game, I expect to see Palantonons sniping Eerie's markets on the edges of the map. But we haven't seen that so far in this tournament. But it's never late. Let's see.
We will see indeed. So, Greek Mirror coming up between Eery and Zerton. Folks, it is time. The grand finals are going to begin now. So, let me get your predictions in the chat. If you think Zerton is going to take it, or if you think Eery will win. If I'm not mistaken, if Eery does win, this would be his first tournament win. Is that correct? Or at least his first tournament win in Project Celestia.
I think so. Yes. Yes. Yeah. He does not have a tournament winner tag in the PvP Discord, so I guess that's a fair assumption.
All right. So, be neat to see if he can get his first tournament win. But Zerton again is a strong player indeed. So we will see.
Mm-hmm. Press 1 for Eery. Press 2 for Zerton.
All right.
And maybe press F for Striker.
Gotta get those Fs in for Striker. All right, so we had a disconnect. So we're gonna try to restart here. I'm gonna have Eery
probably
be
try
the
with
host.
somebody else hosting. Yes.
So we're going to get the game restarted here, folks. Just hang tight for us. Folks, we were at... I think we maxed out. I think we maybe hit... I think we maybe hit 77 at one point.
Yeah, we can get that data after the stream is over. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw 75 at least. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 75. So, guys, let's push to 80. Might as well push to 80. Get your friends in here. Go ahead
Advertise in the in-game chat.
Yeah,
Get
advertise.
your friends coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, let's see if we can get this match started here. All right, we had another crash. We'll try with Zerton as the host.
Yep. The ace saying 3-1 for Eery. Is this the best of 5 or 7?
5. Best of 5.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna try to restart the game again here. If it doesn't work this time, I'll probably maybe restart my game just to
All right.
see if
Yeah,
it'll help.
that's fine.
And there we go. That was the ticket. Something about that German internet, man. Those Germans just have to be the host.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Das Internet ist kaputt. Okay, we got Zerton spawning as the red Greeks in the bottom right, and Eery as the blue Greeks on the top left.
Yeah.
Sheltered pass. Both players going for a fast Beorix, I believe. Yes, but not before Hunt Storehouse. So
They're gonna get on their hunts.
there's
They're gonna get
that.
that barracks down, folks. We are well underway. Game number 1, as usual. You all know what time it is. Get your popcorn out, because here we go. Starting out, and yeah, you know this matchup is a cool matchup on Sheltered Pass, especially. You know, I suspect that we'll see. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see more of a defensive game or maybe some raiding with some Sari Sofroy in H2. I'm not sure. You kind
With Eery, that's a given. Like,
Right.
how often do you see Eery playing defensive? Like, never, right? So, I guess the question is, will Zerton play defensive or offensive? And I think, like, when it's Eery on one side, the other side always gets to play defensive, and Zerton's pretty good at it. So I'm not worried for him at all. But they're both having their barracks up already, so they're gonna be making spearmen. Actually, is Eery making spearmen? No, he doesn't have a barracks up yet. My bad. Okay, take that back. Maybe Zerton wants to be on the offensive, but wouldn't count on it. He's rallying to his TC, and that's a pretty strange-looking spearman he has. Well, never mind.
Good.
Time to promote some PF2K merch. Heroic Spartan helmets and spears available for free at your local Spartan general store.
There you go. That's why you got to play ranked, guys. Hop in the ranked queue. We had a really nice active population this weekend. It was very cool to see.
Yes.
And the PvP scene, guys, is growing, and it can continue to grow if you guys hop in there. Promote it to your friends, and again, even if you're a low-level player, check out that PvP guide we looked at earlier. If you missed it, go back and check the VOD, and we kind of go over the PvP guide. You can find it in Sparta PvP, and even if you're a complete beginner, you could have never touched an Age of Empires game, even an RTS game in your life, and that PvP guide is going to help you at least get the basics down, and slowly but surely you'll learn PvP, and it's going to be a fun experience for you.
Absolutely, and yeah, completely against my predictions. Zerton is the aggressor, trying to run around the back and maybe put some pressure on Eery's hunt, a second hunt rather, and at the same time he's securing his own second hunt. I think on the minimap I just saw some red dots to the left. Yeah, that's the second hunt for Eery, for Zerton. I mean, nice. So Eery's playing on the defensive here. I'm not sure how comfortable he is with that actually. But there are 6 spearmen to the 6 spearmen, so it comes down to micro here. Both players need to pay attention. And by the way, I really like how different looking these spearmen are. Like,
Yeah.
one of them is blue and legendary gear, the other one is epic and red. I
yeah.
barely think this is a mirror match. Yeah.
That's very
Confirmed
cool.
Romans for Zerton. You know, they always say that Romans are red Greeks. There you go.
Yep.
Romans released. Easy peasy.
Romans came early. Christmas came early. There you go. All right. So, Eery does have now 9 spearmen, and he is moving out towards the middle of the map. But meanwhile, Zerton's kind of moving on the left side.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be I wanna see how both players react to this, because both of them have their spearmen way out of position, and Eery needs to pay attention. Eery needs to look now. Oh, he lost one villager, and he's gonna lose his hunt storehouse. While on the other side, if you look at the base of Zerton, okay, both players managing to knock their opponent off their hunts, with the difference being that Eery is still gathering from his main hunt.
Zerton was able to get a villager there, so Eery is just slightly behind now in terms of villagers by about 3. Zerton's headed to H2. Meanwhile, Eery is already in H2, so he should be able to catch up while Zerton.
I don't know what I feel about this. he cannot escape.
Blessings
so he needs
upon
to make
you.
something happen. He's
Give
just
you
gonna,
anxiety
be
in next
content with
tyranny
taking down the
PLS.
We
Victor
got another
House.
donation here real quick. Striker donated $10. Says, give you anxiety in the next tourney, please. Thanks, Striker, for the $10.
Yes. Thank you.
Calling out GUA. Get in here. Need some more high-level PvP.
For sure.
Alright, so...
Got 68 people in the chat. Let's get it back to 70 plus people.
Absolutely.
Call your friends.
So Zerton actually
Uh-oh.
catching...
Oh my god, this is a huge blunder. What is Eery doing?
He's
Did he just F2? Oh my god, I think he just F2'd his spearman. Oh man, that's devastating for him. He lost all of his spearmen. That stings.
Pressure of
Ouch.
Pressure of the grand finals, maybe getting to Eery there, maybe slipped up, but he is rallying
Blessings upon
some
you.
Hephaspus
And
across.
PF2K2.
Okay. Striker donates another $3 and says, and PF2K too. So there you go, P. You got called out as well. You got to get in the next tournament.
That's all I needed. You just needed to donate $3. So now I'm forced to play. I'm forced to play. But yeah, I'll try. Maybe time for me to practice. While we're preparing the final stuff for the Romans release, but no promises. But anyway, I think Eery already has a second. Even though he lost some of his spearmen, it's not as bad as it might look. He has a
Yeah, he's got the two towns.
archery range. Yes.
Yeah, he's got the two town centers in the archery range and stables. Meanwhile, Zerton is just now finishing his second town center. No other military production facilities yet, but I'm sure we'll be seeing those shortly.
Yeah, and that's a deceiving score for Zerton right now. They're kind of equal in pop, and Zerton has like 800 stockpiled already, and like it's not any use for him. Those Toxotes are slowly getting the value back from those lost spearmen. But Eery doesn't seem to be confident in his ability to secure that hunt, so he's getting a storehouse on those berries just in case, and is next to starting TC. That's interesting.
Stables
1-1-1.
Archer range,
Yep.
yeah. So both players electing for that 1-1-1 composition. So yeah, it's going to be really cool to see just kind of that back and forth rock paper scissors, kind of like you mentioned in the pregame there.
Yeah, it's always safe with Greeks to just do a 1-1-1. Like you can never go wrong with that. And Eery is already back on the offensive. Asked with Zodis to attack the Hunt Storehouse of Zerton, and I think he's gonna do a lot of damage units there, and those villagers are exposed, and two of them are super dead already. So just one volley from those Toxotes, and there goes the villagers. Oh boy, he's gonna get all of them, isn't he?
3, yep, he gets
Oh,
all of them. One last arrow.
Headshot. She got hit so hard, she became part of the ground.
Instant.
So I think those spearmen are resting easy now because they got their revenge taken.
There you go. Might drop one Toxote here. Eery
That's fine. That's fine.
gonna fall back. He does have some reinforcements at his base, getting out some Sarasophroi now. And Zerton. no
All of a
saves
sudden,
yet.
Eery is equal in pop, and let's check the villager count real quick.
He's 7 to 40.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why you shouldn't be panicking at early losses like that. Eery is just completely back into the game, spending his resources really well.
And look at this. He has scouted this hunt here. This hunt is kind of all over the place as well for Zerton. And now these series are going to come in and might be able to pick off one or two. Although Zerton does see that. So Zerton coming in with his army. And Eery goes to get one. But is he going to drop these series? He needs to pay attention quick. Oh,
Yes,
he's going to drop
that
us.
damage is permanent. No way to heal.
Yeah.
But he's at the same time sending another force once again to the left base. Left storehouse, putting on some pressure on Zerton. Actually playing really well here. Not stopping with his macro, spending his resources. He is gonna lose those series, I believe. Well, maybe not.
Barely gets away. Luckily for him, Zerton didn't notice. So Zerton now back in his base, trying to regroup. Eery, meanwhile, looking to pressure the front door. So here comes Eery. He's knocking on the front door of Zerton, gonna attack this Beorix. Zerton gonna come around the right side though. This could be a nice flank here from Zerton. Gonna catch.
Those Saris, there are no spearmen in Eerie's army, so those Saris are kind of uncontested. No units to snare, no units to tank, so yeah, he needs to pull back. But at the same time, those Saris at the right side, I think they're putting on more pressure on the hunters of Eery, or maybe not. Okay, they were there, but they died. And now Eery is trying to trap Zerton, but he's too smart for that. He doesn't fall for the trap. And he goes back. Both players trying to macro up. Nothing really too much going on at the game, but now Eery's making a move.
Alright, so Eery still trying to just keep up that pressure again. Kind of exactly like you predicted, Eery trying to be the offensive player here. But
No. Okay.
question is he going to be able to get caught? Saris are in the front. They're going to try to get to those Toxotes.
There's a Sari flank for Zerton though. Yeah, I think there are more units for Zerton here than there are Eery. I think this is gonna go too much in favor of Zerton at the end. But as I say that, okay, yeah, it exactly happened.
Really nice flank
Much
there
better
from Zerton.
Yeah, much better positioning.
Really crazy Sarasophroi flank there for Zerton. So. And Eery now is just running away with his tail between his legs. Zerton coming across the map. Picking off more units. More units dropping for Eery.
Fall back a bit. And it's really hard because in a mirror matchup, when you just have fewer of the same units, it's really hard to defend, and he's just trickling in units. Okay, that one volley might be a little... And, Eery's scout is still on the inside the base of Zerton, so he will know whenever Zerton sets up a market route. And I'm seeing some villager making his way to the right side. I assume that's a watch post being made on the right side by that one villager walking. But let's talk about the Saris. And those Saris are gonna put a lot of pressure on these villagers, and I think they're gonna kill all of them. No units to defend, and Saris have a ranged attack, so... Okay, I guess you're just gonna get two of them. Yeah.
Defending Saris.
But at the same time, Zerton is pushing in the middle, I think. Oh, but he's not looking! Oh, this can be devastating.
Both players trying to bounce back and forth. Eery trying to get his units back to those Toxotes, but he's not able to. He does have a slight lead.
Here comes the Sari flank by Eery.
Nice flank.
No Saris for Zerton here, but they are attacking the villagers of Eery at the top at the same time. But yeah, I think that's going better for Eery. So one bad fight for Zerton, one bad fight for Eery so far, and Eery's just gonna try and push the issue here. And these Saris are just gonna die to the spearmen of Eery.
So nice play there from Eery. He's able to catch Zerton a little bit off guard. Zerton's still trying to get some value out of those Saris. He actually is going to escape with very low health.
Oh no, he's gonna get hit. The snare on the champion Greek spearman is too good. Oh, poor guy. It is hit too hard. But again, that villager is just making more and more watch posts, giving Zerton lots of vision. But these Saris are so low, like if they even want to attack a villager, he can just punch them in the face.
Indeed.
Like I expect Eery to right click those Saris.
Surely
Come on, Eery, don't run.
He saw it, but he didn't do anything. He lost. Oh no.
Even if they're 1% HP, they still do 100% damage. Okay, finally does it. That villager is just making a covert ops, watch post building, operation going on. Look at that. Might as well make one next to his opponent's TC.
Has complete vision of the right hand side of the map now, so that's very cool from Zerton there, making use of those watch posts. He also, as you notice, he also has vision of the left side as well. So
is Zerton going H3? How is he behind in score? Here he's at max pop, And yeah, just like I predicted, like look at the difference in the setup of these players' bases. Eery is just gathering food from everywhere on the map. I mean, he is transitioning to farms, but Zerton's base looks way more packed and defensive in comparison. So he is gonna be the one playing defensive here, and I think that's fine. He has him to secure himself some market trade later on in the game. Eery is starting to go to the Silver Age now, distracting the series of Carnage. I mean, of Zerton. While he is attacking at the right side, if you look, we have a raid going on. Okay.
Yeah, Zerton also headed to Age 3 as well. Both players getting a couple armory techs now. Eery does lose his series over here on the left, so looks like Eerie's going to fall back. What do we transition to Age 3 here? I think maybe we see some Prodromos, possibly some hoplites. I'm not sure.
I think the most important upgrade for both players right now is Chariot. I mean, not Chariot. Sorry, Toxotis Champion, and maybe Sari Champion. That extra range, good. But Eery does not have enough Saris to warrant Champion Series, but maybe he wants to get it. There's Philosophy by Zerton, so that's really good for him. Philosophy is one of the best techs Greeks have access to, guys. Try and get it as much as you can. Oh, but this Sari flank can be huge. But at the same time, Eery is sending his spearmen to defend, and this is an all-out fight. Who's gonna come out on top? Let's see. I think Eery is eventually gonna clean this up. That those spearmen were able to. Oh, never mind.
Saris,
Actually, yeah. Thank you so much.
Wow, nice there from Zerton. Zerton's just coming through with these flanks.
Yeah, really good micro by both players throughout this match. And just as you can see, both players getting champion Sarisophroi and Toxotes already researched. And yeah, there are Prodromos coming in now, but Eery needs to be careful. He is down 10 population and he lost a lot of his right there.
Zerton's also going to see this exposed town center just barely. Knows that third town center is kind of over there on the right hand side and is fairly undefended if he's able to break through on the right hand side. Looks like Eery is going to get out some hoplites, maybe to act as a good meat shield for his Toxotes. Does have some Prodromos on the field as well.
Yeah, hoplites are really good. And there's the, I believe, mark the map, the very bottom, very bottom. Yeah, but where is he gonna rally? I think that the third TC of Zerton, yeah, that one, I think it's pretty good. Maybe not as far as I would like it to be, but still. Oh, and these are for the proxy siege workshops, 100%.
Oh,
proxy siege workshop, and they even found a gold base for later. And there's a raid going on, yeah. And the series of Zerton stand no chance against these Prodromos, who are faster, better, stronger. No pun intended.
Well done there from Eery. Get a little bit of raid on the left-hand side, but now Eery pushing in the middle as well. Zerton's force here, kind of trying to jostle for position, make sure he is in a good position to defend against Eerie's push. He's also getting up some nice upgraded walls across the map. So just kind of digging in for a defensive game here. And real quick, at Czar87, thank you very much for the follow on the Project Celeste channel. Thank you. Welcome.
And we are at 80 viewers, by the way.
All right.
Welcome, everybody.
You guys did it. 80. And yeah, just as you predicted, P, here's that
workshop. Of course. Yes.
Archie, I am Archie. Thanks for the follow on the Celeste channel. All right, big engagement here in the middle. This could be huge. Prodromos in the front, going to do a lot of damage to those series. Zerton's going to fall back a little bit, but he does have the advantage of this wall now. So Eery really needs to move up his units.
Yeah, but Eery has Peltas also in the army. If the front lines of both players die, then it's not going to be a close fight, but there's just too many talks there. How many talks is that? Like 50? Must be 52 champion Toxotes with upgrades, so that's a lot of DPS output.
Evasive, thank you very much for the follow on the Project Celeste channel. Guys, let's keep it rolling. Up to 82 viewers and several followers now. Let's keep it rolling. Thanks very much for your support, and you're tuning in at just the right time because we've got a heater of a match here. Game number 1.
This is not a good move out by Zerton. He needs to be careful. That Toxotes ball is too exposed. He has nothing to put in front of those archers. And Eery can just engage that, I think. Like, he can just attack move with the melee units and stop command his ranged units and just devastate that Tox ball. And we kind of missed those ram raids, yeah. But let's look at the main fight. Yeah, this is not really good for Zerton. He needs to pull back. Eery getting all the academy techs. He's getting a Goge discipline, and then next up is Ashtar Masonry, which reduces the training time of his units and increases the health of his buildings. Really nice by him to not forget the unique mechanics of the civilization he's playing. And still these rams from Eery just being super annoying. And I wonder if Zerton actually has vision on the siege workshops. I don't think he does. In check.
Quick, he does not.
No.
He
doesn't even know about the gold mine that Eery is stealing from him right now.
Yeah.
Look at that. I come to your land, build my buildings and mine your.
How disrespectful from Eery, stealing the gold right out from under Zerton's nose, and he's still just streaming these rams in. But I wonder, you know, if it's worth it at this point because he's just kind of losing these rams one by one now to these Prodromos.
Well, I mean, rams are pretty cheap, and he does have Prodromos stationed there, so those are Prodromos that are actually not attacking. So there's that. Yeah, look at this. Zerton basically making only talks and some frontline, whereas Eery's mixing in Peltasts, and I think that's a good choice as long as he manages to keep his frontline alive long enough for the frontline of Zerton to die out, which actually doesn't seem to be happening here, but it's close, it's close.
I wonder if Eery, because he's transitioned largely to Peltast, he doesn't have quite the DPS to be able to deal with these hoplites.
But those rams, I think Eery is still sending in rams, like non-stop. Look, it's like the Paphos AI, I think. It's one of the legendary quests. There's this one pesky ram that just comes and kills your base.
Just streaming in those rams one by one. You know, I wonder if Eery would be better served here to keep his Peltast, but maybe get out some Hippaspis to try to eat through those hoplites. What do you think about that?
He can do that. Yep. Yeah, he can probably do that. Or maybe mix in some Toxotes of his own. And then try to... yeah, because now the front lines of both players have dwindled in number. And once that happens, the backline of Eery is going to eat the backline of Zerton really easily. Basically only has Tox as his DPS output. Well, there are 25 Peltasts. Pharaoh's mentioning that one ballista will end the game, and is actually right. Like, one player gets to H4 and gets some ballistas out. Oh, Zerton finally found the siege workshop. Okay.
Eery trying to sneak in a fortress.
That's ambitious. I don't think that's gonna go up. I think Zerton is gonna get to try to kill the storehouse, then he's gonna see the fortress, and yeah.
Surely he will see. But meanwhile, Eery trying to force a fight here.
Scary situation.
Eery gonna choose to fall back here. So many hoplites in the front line there for Zerton.
Yeah, these hoplites are coming in clutch. And Zerton, let's see if Zerton... I've seen this happen so many times where he has the resource, doesn't press the button. Whereas Eery is starting to go to this golden age as we speak, and he's trying to pull back. You never want to fight when you're aging up. Okay, there's the H4 by Zerton, and since he has philosophy research, I think he's gonna get it faster than Eery. Unless he has philosophy research too, he does not. So see the difference? 45 seconds to 75. That's huge. It's insane.
Zerton started his about 20 seconds or maybe 15 seconds later, but he's probably going to get it first.
Yes.
So that's a nice pickup there from Zerton. You got to take advantage of those technologies in the like you said, P, earlier, the unique mechanics of your Civ really got to play into the strengths. But some Rams on the right-hand side that I missed for Eery.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be a nuisance
He
here.
just doesn't stop. It's like part of the script. If H3, then make Rams.
Just constantly
But
shooting
he's
in.
trying to take down the wall. There are no units to defend, so it's gonna be important if Zerton remembers to actually repair that wall later, because if not, Eery can just slip in some cav and put a lot of hurt on the economy of Zerton, who doesn't have any not too many caravans, I think. Maybe he does, I'm not sure. Okay, he does. And Eerie's gonna find that. That's really good. Really good for Eery. And that just, there's only talks for Zerton to defend, and they're never gonna reach there in time. And even if he does, Eery can just move on the other side.
Comes some Padromos for Zerton though, but look at this. Eerie's now at 200 population, so he does have his fourth.
Ballistas. 2 ballistas out for Eery. So that talks is suddenly nothing. Those ballistas trying to make their way to the army. Look at those Greek siege engines being extremely devastating to ranged balls, even making some gastrophites, probably just as a tribute to give you anxiety, because I don't really see any point for making gastras here. But let's see. Maybe he is the Greek AI. I mean, in like legendary quests, they just makes units. But here are some ballistas. Yeah.
Couple ballista on the field for Zerton. Yeah, Zerton also getting saddlebags, so he's gonna. Eery is as well though, so both players trying to gear up and get ready for this Age 4 fight, and we'll see. It's somewhat even now that both players have ballistas on the field, but Eery does have some more Padromos in the front, so is Eery going to be able to take down these ballista for Zerton? We will see. Big push coming.
And if I'm not mistaken, Peltas have more health than Tox, so they're a little okay. Not with Tox Champ, I guess. Okay. I was gonna say that they're a bit more survival against the ballistas of Zerton, but apparently not.
Still though, Toxotes only have 2 more HP and they're champion upgraded, whereas the Peltas are not champion upgraded yet. So if Eery goes for the champ upgrade, we'll see. He is getting horseshoes in addition to several armory upgrades, sending a ram or a raid to the right hand side.
Padromos and oh wow, that Tox ball by Zerton just got demolished by those ballistas. Now the flank by the Padromos of Zerton's clean up the ballistas, but I think they did what they were here for, taking out the Tox ball of Zerton while he's just wreaking havoc in the right side of the map.
Nice defense there from Zerton with the flank to get the ballista, and really that's what you wanted to see with Eery. Eery kind of sent all of his Padromos to the right-hand side here to do some raiding, but ultimately he was not able to get Zerton's ballistas, or at least both of them, because he sent all of his Padromos away, whereas Zerton's sent in some Padromos and got those ballistas. So nice play there from Zerton. He might lose these though.
It's so low, yeah. And all this time there has been very little pressure on. But there's a bunch of Padromos coming. You're even making Palintonons. That's interesting, but where is it headed? It's gonna die. Like, champion Padromos are the best unit you can have against siege units. They have snare, they have bonus against siege, and they're fast themselves. Did you see how slow that Palintonon was moving?
Oh yeah.
When it got hit by the Padromos. Yeah.
Yeah, those Padromos absolutely melted that siege engine. So, and actually he might be able to get a market as well. He does.
Yeah, thanks to the bonus versus buildings is huge, and that's gonna put a dent in Eerie's economy. And he's so low on gold actually. He needs to replenish this immediately. If he loses his army, he cannot rebuild it. So he needs to be super careful with this. Wow. Such a back and forth game. And it's just game 1.
Just game 1. Buckle up, folks, because we're going to have a long game here. Or a long series, I should say. But 4 ballista on the field for Eery. Eery once again sending his Padromos down to the south. I'd like to see Eery, if he can get his gold income back up, he really needs to get Padromos champion to match Zerton's Prodromos champion.
Look at the right side. There are some Prodromos coming in. Yeah, 18 champion Prodromos. That's gonna be devastating.
He sees a lot of this exposed side of the map over here for Eery. Gonna get a lot of damage on those villagers.
But
Eery,
he is killing the market of Zerton already. Eery is at the bottom side of the map. Very bottom. Yeah, he's gonna kill this. But Zerton's just making more and more. No markets, no problem. Make more markets. Having a 3 more in production already. Well, those. Oh my God, he's gonna actually kill the TC. Both players killing each other's TCs. In fact, crazy, crazy game.
Zerton does have his markets back up. He did get one town center of Eery. Eery trying to get in some Prodromos to deal with this, but it's just not going to be enough. Yeah. He might lose that town center as well. And now Eery's primary force in Zerton's base is getting slowly demolished. Eery also age 4, but does not have his 4th town center up yet, so he is capped at 180.
He lost it. He lost it to the Prodromos.
Yeah, he lost it, yeah. So he's capped at 180. He's about to be capped at 160. He is.
Ouch, that stings. Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, he's trying to trickle in Prodromos to fight against Prodromos. Now finally he is making some spearmen. He should have done it a long time ago. But it's still not completely dead yet. He is making his TCs again.
31 Prodromos though coming in. They're going to run into some walls and guard towers here though. Eery investing heavily in the defense of his market side of his base. But these Prodromos are going to wreak havoc on these villagers here. Several villagers going down for Eery while they're trying to rebuild these town centers. Now down to 74 villagers to 91 for Zerton. And,
this must be extremely annoying. Yeah, those caravans. Not the donkeys.
Poor donkeys.
The donkeys are dead. Yeah.
That was such an ass move by Zerton, no pun intended.
Right. And yeah, this is getting really out of hand. If Eery doesn't clean this up, he's going to be starving for gold quickly. Oh, and yeah, just like I said, yep. He does that. Zerton does that a lot. Take advantage of the cliffs with the Palatonans.
Rams as well on the field. So yeah, it looks like this might be the beginning of the end here for Eery. Zerton. Although Zerton's force does get caught here though, so Eery just needs to respond to these siege units. He does get some Prodromos on those rams, so that's good. However, now raiding units streaming in on the right hand side.
Oh my God, yeah, so many Prodromos. Basically on
50 down to 55 villagers.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He's going to try to go for this town center again. More caravans. If Eery loses all of his caravans, that's going to be so devastating for him.
He needs food. He needs farms. He needs to make some farms and get some food. He's starving for resources at this point, basically. He has no goal to produce any units. Lebo asking if Hippicons are counter to actually Dromos wreck Hippicons, but look at this. Eery needs to repair this TC, otherwise he's gonna lose it. Eery, pay attention! Oh my God, okay, he's repairing it now. Oh God. And he needs to take out these markets out fast. And he is doing that, so really nice on him.
Perhaps he might be better served to try to go for some caravans as well. Because Zerton is going to just rebuild these markets here.
Yeah, he's not responding fast enough though. Look at this. Eery raiding with Peltas and Ballista. That's like the typical skirmish AI raiding with Ballistas. I mean, it's doing some damage, and he has just stopped the the caravans for Zerton, so that's a lot of disruption. And he finally managed to clean up the mess at his own base, so now it's looking better for Eery.
So PF2K, are you saying that Eery is bot? It's a bot confirmed? Eery is a bot.
He could be.
He heard it here first.
Yeah.
This whole
Bot Eery.
Whole time, bot Eery. All right, so Eery, he's trying to replenish his army here. He finally does have Prodromos champion, getting us some Gastrofedes as well, and also building some Hippocons. So interesting choice.
That's an interesting choice for sure. Yeah. But look at this, it's just non-stop pressure on all over the map basically. But yeah, these two Prodromos are more than happy to greet these rams. Just not even gonna get 2 shots off before he dies. But yeah, more and more Prodromos. But Eery must be aware of this. And I wonder if some spearmen to defend. He's already rallying in some spearmen and Prodromos to the side of the map.
He's finally going to get that watch post down, so that's nice.
But he is putting pressure at the same time at the bottom of the map though. Yeah, look at that. He needs to right click on the wall.
Sitting there losing units. It's a lot to keep up with, especially this late in the game. So understandable that he doesn't quite see that yet, but Zerton sending in some more Prodromos to deal with that market line for Eery. So once again, Eery is going to lose his markets. It's not good for Eery.
No, Zerton's done a better job at protecting his markets, I think, than he's losing them once again. Maybe he could even like consider completely rerouting his market line and making it at the right side of the map and fortifying there. But so far he hasn't done that. That's really hurting him in his economy. He's 50 population behind. Zerton's just floating in the resources, whereas Eery's starving for gold.
He's got a ram coming over as well. Zerton slowly starving Eery out. Eery has no gold. I think that could possibly be GG unless Eery's able to get his market up very quickly. Eery trying to get these markets still for Zerton, but yeah, Zerton able to defend his markets and Eery was not. So I wonder if it ultimately came down to that Zerton was able to protect his income better than Eery was.
Yeah, GG, great game. And, the constant, unrelenting pressure of Zerton finally managed to crack it down to Eery's defense, and eventually he managed to
was able to bring it out. So
win.
yeah, let's take a look. Very close in terms of economics. About 8,000 more resources gathered there for, or about 7,000, I should say, for Eery. So Eery did outgather Zerton. However, Zerton was slightly ahead in terms of technologies, and I think that philosophy was huge. Having that earlier philosophy.
It was, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we could even see it like in the H4 process. Like he just started later but finished faster thanks to that -4% on philosophy. Such a good tech.
Very good tech indeed. So, well played there to Zerton. Takes game number 1 of this best of 5 in the grand finals. So, guys, very, very high level gameplay here. That was a very back and forth game. Can't wait to see how game number 2 turns out. Let me see your predictions now that Zerton has taken game number 1. What do you think happens from here? I'm going to get our next map pick. Just a moment. So Eery's going to choose the next map. I don't know. Is Eery much of a water player? Do you think he might go for Treasure Island or perhaps Watering Hole?
Could be. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember him particularly for his water play, but he can always play on water. Yeah, and not sure. Let's see. Did he pick the map yet, or are we still waiting?
Yeah, let me check. Get the check in here. Zerton takes Sheltered Pass, and for the next map in game number 2, Eery picks Ghost Lake. Ghost Lake. So we're gonna have Ghost Lake and,
Of course,
the Civ picks. Eery has selected the Celts, And Zerton has gone for the Egyptians.
Oh, I love that. This is gonna be so good.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen very many Celt versus Egyptian matchups. So Celt versus Egyptian. The key to victory here for the Celts. What is it? Just as much pressure as possible in age 2, because the Egyptians are fairly boomy in terms of their economy. So, is the Celts player key to victory here? Just that early pressure. We'll see. We will see.
You really need to avoid getting hit by the Axeman champions. That's basically it.
Yeah. So game number 2 is going to be on Ghost Lake, Celt versus Egyptians. So let me get your predictions now in chat for this match, or this game, I should say. Will Eery's Celts take game number 2 and even it out 1-1, or will Zerton take it to the brink 2-0 with his Egyptians? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks like Pharaoh's in chat calling for the Sheep Wars.
She fights. Yeah. Eery chose this map to be aggressive on it. Small map, Celts. Let's go.
Indeed. Alright, and Pharaoh's calling for the 1-1, I can't even say it. Eery evening up the series. There we go. Got it. A lot of tongue twisters today. And, oh, Zerton got the wrong color, but that's okay. So Eery's actually going to be the red this time, and Zerton's going to be the blue. It's okay, I'll have to remind him next time. So here we go, game number 2. So the blue Egyptians of Zerton in the top, starting on his hunt, and then the red Celts in the south. Looks like Eery's going for that fast Rax play. Down goes the Rax, building with 2 villagers.
2 villagers, yeah. Fully committed to the Spearman Rush.
Absolutely. However, Zerton's going to pick up some sheep. Going to send them home.
Yeah. That's really bad for Eery, because all he wants Zerton off of those hunts. And if Zerton has access to sheep, then he doesn't need to be on those hunts. 3 sheep out already for Zerton. He found another 3 right now. So that's 600 food that are basically a given for Eery. I mean for Zerton, sorry. But there's the first spearman of Eery halfway done, but Zerton knows about it already. Gonna lie in wait with his ranged scout, try and damage it as it makes its way towards his base.
Looks like Eery's going to send his scout across the map to try to pick out a target for his incoming spearman. But as you mentioned, unfortunately, that spearman is going to get picked on a little bit by that scout. And what happened to... Oh, he's rallying into his town center. So actually, Eery not moving out quite yet. A lot of sheep, though, for Zerton. Yeah. This is really nice.
Holy flocking sheep.
Rax coming down for Zerton. So he's going to respond in kind with a couple spearmen of his own. Get some defense up going here.
I mean, that's already good for Eery. Like, you don't want the Egyptian to play greedy, and that's exactly what Eery managed to achieve there. He forced Zerton to make a barracks and make some spearmen. It's kind of like making a Zerg player in StarCraft, forcing him to make some Zerglings instead of more drones. That's exactly how it works with the Egyptians. Like, you don't want to leave them alone and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Temple of Ra going up for Zerton. He already has 4 spearmen though. 3 there, 1 on the way. Okay, he's not committing though, Eery.
Yeah,
I think he
interesting that
doesn't want
he's
to.
kind of falling back here. Going to try to damage the scout a little bit, but isn't quite ready to, like you said, fully commit.
Yeah, he's so house blocked though, Eery. Okay, now he's making some more villagers. I think he missed the build, but he's gonna go to H2 soon. Zerton's almost there.
And for those of you who may be new to Age of Empires Online, Celts have a unique mechanic in that they don't have any cost of wood to go to H2, but they do have to build at least 3 houses to head to H2. And actually, they have a house requirement for every age. So he's got to get those houses up there. So Eery should be.
Yep.
As soon as he has the wood, he'll head to H2. But Zerton now squarely in H2. And Zerton not quite feeling safe yet, though, to... I mean, he doesn't quite have the
fine.
stone, but...
Like, he's gathering from sheep that are being empowered by priestess, so each one of those sheep is 110 food, and he had 6 of them, so he's completely fine losing the hunt storehouse, and he's ahead in technology with a little bit actually, but he's gonna be house blocked, I think, for a few seconds, unless he loses a villager or something, but he does not have a house queued up. He is starting to make one now. You should take this time and research Loom. That's one of the things that you can do, by the way, guys. If you are house blocked and you have some extra food to spare, just research Loom. Oh, and Eery needs to pay attention. There are how many axemen? I think there are 3 axemen there. In the army of Zerton, and they're gonna kill these spearmen.
So yeah, Eery falling back. Does not want to take that engagement with those axemen into that army composition there for Zerton, but he is getting some longswords onto the field now, so Celtic longswordsmen, one of the better melee, early game melee units in the game.
The best. They are the best, the most pop efficient. I think they even beat legionaries.
Wow.
Remember, yeah, good unit.
And soon enough, guys, you'll be able to have your own Celtic longsword versus Roman legionary. Coming soon to Project Celeste. Romans.
Romans.
So
Eery's keeping an eye on important spots on the map with his spearmen. He's able to get a much better position with his second TC compared to Zerton, who was forced to put it right next to his initial one.
yeah, so Zerton will have that nice defensive advantage, but unlike Zerton, Eery is able to move out with his town center, and he's going to be able to set up a really nice market line now, just straight across the bottom of the map here. Scout is almost dead.
Coolblade, I'm not sure. Maybe they don't beat them. I'm just saying that to hype up the status of the longswordsman in this match. Come on, dude. And if we're just sticking with history, then let's move the fence from Egyptians to Persians. I would be totally that. But anyway, let's get back into this game.
Whoops.
Yeah. Oh,
Drop my
what
phone.
face?
Dropped my phone there. I was actually going to respond to Wout. Wout said that I forgot to change the score round, and that is technically correct, or, well, technically incorrect. Zerton actually got the colors wrong, so I blame Zerton on this one. But yeah, it's actually...
Hashtag blame Zerton.
Hashtag blame
Nice.
Zerton. Yeah, it's actually 1-0 for Zerton, so sorry about that, guys. I can change it real quick. Let's not miss this pressure here from Eery. Eery going to try to get some pressure on. He's going to move off. 15 axemen, only 5 longswords and 10 spears, so Zerton would have the advantage.
He needs to run, yes. The ace saying if elephants were in Persians, they would still be 9 speed. It may be, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's only balanced.
Calling out that that Persian bias, maybe, from our resident lead dev. Here we are. So Eery's still trying to pressure a little bit, but Zerton doing well so far to defend against this, I think.
Yeah, but Eery's just having all the map to himself. But
It's true.
Zerton's doing a good job at playing defensively, and like this is how a CVE just goes. Like in H2, Kelt take the pace of the game, but as soon as the Egyptian hits H3 and gets champion X-Men, then it's gonna be hard for Celts to keep up. And let's see if Eery gets any vision on those hunts anytime soon and tries to deny it. No counter pressure from Zerton going on, so this is all the action that's going on in this game right now. Well, 3 X-Men.
Very small little raid.
Ambitious X-Men, yes. They're just going on an adventure.
Alright, so that scout's still hanging on by a thread, 15 HP. And Zerton trying to get a little bit of scouting done. Was going to try to raid with these Axemen, but Eery was able to get some long swords in position to deny that. Now Eery knocking on the front door again of Zerton, just seeing
That's
what
one
damage he can
druid.
do. Yeah,
That's one druid. Really good. Really, really good.
One slinger as well, so you know, might as well get a slinger in there.
Not as good, but still.
Now 2 slingers. There you go. The power of the slinger.
Okay.
All right, so
Towers.
Zerton.
I am hoping that Zerton just puts down a Temple of Set right now.
Yep, there it is. Alright, as soon as you called it. Eery, obviously, you know, he's getting out a couple more archery ranges, getting an armory as well, but very clearly going to gear up for probably some H3 bowman, I imagine.
Yeah, and Longswordman Champion is actually really, really good. What's that on the right side? I see something at the very right side. That's the thing. Eery gearing up for the caravans, but he should know that Zerton must be heading into H3 soon, and he needs to push in to do some damage while he can. I think he's gonna do that, but Zerton's base is so defensively built that I'm not sure what is gonna get done there, but still that's a pretty okay fight for Eery. Zerton, I think he's microing his TC to snipe it. That's really nice of him. There are so many villagers on the left side of where you were looking. Yeah, if Eery finds that, it's gonna be bloody.
Here he is sending his scout over here on the left side, so we'll see if he's able to pick it up. Zerton is now in H3. His Temple of Set is done. Eery headed to H3 himself. Still trying to see what damage he can get done here in the front of Zerton's base. Zerton holding on pretty nicely. More units coming across the map here for Eery. Eery investing more heavily than I expected into slingers. I mean, is he just wanting the DPS? Is he wanting maybe to get ready for chariot archers?
That's one thing. And also the fact that there's just not enough surface area for all of these. Like the way Zerton's playing right now, he's just sitting behind his base between lots of buildings and towers, and longswords don't just get enough surface area to do some damage. I think that's pretty smart by Eery to mix in some ranged units, and now he may want to start producing some bowmen, and he does exactly that. And Zerton's actually splitting his forces, probably going to use the left army to do some harassment. Sending 15 axemen and sending the rest of his army on the right side. It's only champion axemen and priestesses actually.
So finally Zerton breaking out of his base a little bit, going on the aggressive, but real quick, I think I see the Mista in chat. Is that the real the Mista?
The Mista, yeah, I think so. What's up?
Good to see you, Mista. So, oh man, Zerton's going to be able to pick off a couple caravans here, so this is going to be nice for Zerton, and all of a sudden, Eery's just completely out of position.
Yeah, but I think he's going to be fine. Oh, these axemen, I don't know what took them so long, but they're not at the position that they want to be. Eery set up his third TC, and I think Zerton ultimately has to leave without doing too much damage. Oh, look at this one caravan following the villagers, meeting his demise.
Is Eery going to be able to take out very many units?
Daraliel in chat asking if Age Online was dead. No, sir, not dead. It's very much alive, better than ever. New content, even a new civilization coming in, just completely free to play. Please check out the stream description in the bottom of the stream and download the game. It's absolutely free, 100%, no strings attached.
Yeah, absolutely no reason not to try it. And you know, like PF2K mentioned, it's being actively developed by fans, by actually PF2K himself and his team. So, you know, with the new content coming in my opinion, this game is better than it ever was before. It's the best it's ever been. So not only is there no reason not to try it since it's free, it's also going to be even better than you remembered. So, good to see you in chat, my man, and anyone else who thought the game was dead. I'm glad to see you guys back and checking it out.
How does it stack up with AoE 2? I mean, opinion based, but I think it's very fun. It's not the same game. Both games have their both upsides and downsides, but overall, I think it's safe to say that most people who are in this chat will agree that AoE is a really fun game and not be disappointed playing it.
Yeah, I think in terms of a comparison, you know, Age of Empires Online is probably going to be a little bit faster than Age of Empires 2. At least, you know, if you're familiar with Age of Empires 2, it's going to be faster paced, and it's also going to be more unique in that each civilization has its own unique kind of set of technologies and units and art style, you know, everything like that. Whereas Age of Empires 2 is a little bit more cookie cutter, but nevertheless, like PF2K, it's obviously going to come down to your personal opinion. But I think we all agree Age of Empires 2 or Age of Empires Online is one of the greats. So Zerton trying to deal some damage here to the caravan line, and also has an elephant in his army now. So that's nice.
Yeah, actually, Eery only just now started that one elephant. Really devastating when it comes to the fight, and I think Zerton's just gonna park that army inside the caravan route of Eery.
That's going to be huge for Zerton to disrupt this caravan line. Eery trying to get some raiding done of his own, and actually he does have a bit of a disruption in terms of the market line for Zerton. So now both players just kind of trading damage to each other's caravans.
Yeah, but Eery's good on gold for now, so he's okay. But he needs to deal with this army soon, and oh, I'm not sure if he can take this fight. Yeah, sending in more forces, and I think once those join up, he can take this trade. And yeah, there's more asymmetry in these civs compared to one big base of a civ, and then there's a few special stuff for each civ, you know, like Persian gets elephants and stuff like that. But here, there are no civs that share the same units or the same tech tree, so...
Right. There are some kind of general rules that are followed for all the civs, but by and large, everything is unique, which is honestly one of the big things that even compared to Age of Empires 3, you know, this game is... There's more, I guess, time and energy put into making each civilization unique. So that's one of the big things that drew me to this game.
Yeah, that was not a good place for Eery to fight. Look at this. I think Eery's actually starting to make some units at the top right. Am I seeing that correctly? I see some red dots. Okay, never mind. I saw wrong. I blame the call quality, but just kidding. Yeah, these longswordmen are starting to lose their value. Eery needs to replace them with something better, I think.
Yeah, especially now that these elephants are on the field for Zerton, they're just going to deal so much damage to those longswords.
Ahura Master, bless.
Follow coming in from...
And I think...
Yeah? Thank you very much for the follow.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, welcome. And I think Eery is relocating his... I don't know if Zerton knows about it.
Ahura Master, bless.
Follow from Wizzy as well. Thank you for the follow, Wizzy.
Welcome, welcome. Oh, so that's not a market. Oh, Eery's getting attacked in his 30C, but Egyptian.
This could be Huge for Zerton if he's able to get this town center down. Eery has nothing to defend this.
Oh man.
Here comes the army for Eery trying to get in position here to get this, but down goes the town center. Wow. Market coming down for Zerton as well. Over here on the left side. And the army for
Ahura
Zerton
Mas,
is going to
the
get
bless.
caught, but it's just so much damage.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Tacticom Derator TV. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to Project Celeste. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out the game, completely free to play, down in the description, give it a download. So, this is Zerton just, making use of these elephants and the champion Axeman, and some bowmen in the mix now for Eery, but I don't know what his answer to these elephants are. Or is, I should say.
Yeah, these elephants are wreaking havoc, but Eery managed to secure his markets a bit here. Well, this fight, I don't think he's gonna end so well for him. These axemen are just getting on top of all of those units, and their splash damage is just wreaking everything.
Did he maybe click the wrong right? Because he went for the damage, or the right of Radis, which is the buildings damage. I don't see.
Maybe he's attacking. Oh, maybe he did that on purpose. Oh, there's a hole in the wall. The elephant just walked past the wall connector piece, and he's just attacking the market of Eery right now. Correct? Ouch. Oh, never mind. Maybe not. Okay. Only Axeman fit. Oh well. He lose a few pounds. I think.
There he goes.
Oh, he did. He did.
In.
Yeah. Oh my God. Zerton just not relenting, just attacking on both sides, and it's really hard for Eery to keep up.
Down goes the market for Eery. Eery's still just desperately trying to get his markets to stay on the map, but Zerton also still causing a little bit of damage over here on the left. Zerton now in the golden age as well. Meanwhile, Eery's still in age 2, or I'm sorry, in age 3. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
He does have some more horsemen in the mix now, so they are going to be able to help against these elephants. And then the bowmen in the back can rain arrows down on these axemen. But will it be enough? We'll see. Druids in the mix as well. Oh my gosh, this is a big sandwich here coming from Zerton.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job splitting his units though, but there are so many elephants here. He does not have enough horsemen, I believe. You need to have more horsemen against those elephants. Yeah, I think this is starting to go downhill for Eery. Well, as I say that, there are more reinforcements coming in for Eery, or there are no reinforcements for Zerton.
I really have to question if Eery maybe has the wrong, or he's pressing the wrong hotkey for his right, or pressing the wrong button for his right, because he did the bonus against buildings again, but he's not attacking any buildings, so I don't understand.
Oh yeah, he might be trying to get the training time one, but
yeah, it has to be a misclick.
Has to be. We can ask him later, I guess. But he's still not dead here. He still has 176 population. He's sending in some horse counter pressure now, which is really good because Zerton actually doesn't have completely walled off his market route, and his units are really slow to defend. He actually doesn't have like something to counter these horsemen that moves fast. He only sees them now, but he is making catapults, so Eery needs to be really careful about those catapults, and he needs to make some boat raiders to defend against him. But he does not have the gold to make boat raiders. He's moving his army to the main base of Zerton, and I don't think he's gonna like what he's see.
Eery trying to solidify some defense on the right-hand side for his market here, but now with these catapults, down goes the wall very swiftly. Tons of axemen, an elephant still in the mix as well. So now Eery, and I don't know why he's attacking this wall. Just kind of.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
so
he's pulling back.
He's gonna try to pull back. try to meet this army head on. These horsemen are able to take out the markets over here on the left.
That's pretty good.
Zerton is rebuilding the market there, and suddenly these markets are very, very vulnerable here for Eery. In come the catapults.
Yes, this is scary. This is scary. Since Carnage is in the chat, if you were Eery right now, what would you do to defend against Egyptian? Extremely scary right now.
I think if I had to guess what Carnage's answer would be, he'd probably go Carpentum Champ.
Right, that's just the generic answer that Carnage has. But
So
he needs to focus those catapults though with the horsemen, I think. Those catapults are just doing what they want.
Once again, going for the building damage. I really do think Eery's miscooking, but yeah, these catapults are just absolutely devastating Eery's units. Eery needs to try to get some horsemen around under the catapults, but it's not able to now. So now all of a sudden, these caravans are going to take a lot of damage.
They are, but Eery's now reached age 4, so there's that going on for him, but he is so far behind in population, down to 135, and there's the Zerton. I mean by Eery. Nicely done.
GG to both players. Well done to Zerton. Alright, so let's check out some stats here. So Zerton, in the chat, Carnage is saying Zerton's army is not great, and it did die. The axemen just absolutely melted to those bowmen, but ultimately the catapults were able to turn the tide. Zerton.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point though of having like the cheap expendable unit that you kind of want to.
Right.
And I think Zerton did just that, and he even outgathered Eery by 9,000 resources, over 9 at the end.
Outgathered, and then also slightly ahead in terms of technology, so well played there from Zerton. He takes the series to 2-0. Alright, so let's see the next map. Let's see here. Gotta get the chat hider up. So GG to Zerton takes game number 2. And guys, again, sorry about the score being off. Zerton, I told Zerty Boy that he was red, but he must have forgot. So I'm gonna yell at him when we get in the next game here. So Zerton now 2-0. So Eery's on the brink. We'll see, can Eery bring it back? It's going to be a tall order to win 3 in a row against Zerton. Eery's a good enough player to do it, but that is going to be a very difficult feat to pull off.
Yeah, these are live games being brought to you at this very moment.
Brought to you live from Spaniard's living room. All right.
Yep. This message is sponsored by Spaniard Shadow Legends.
Play now for free. No.
Play now for free. Actually, it's true.
It is true. It is true. Alright, so, oops. Alright, so Zerton takes Ghost Lake with his Egyptians. I don't know, and this is just my experience, but Celt versus Egyptian has always been a difficult match for me.
Yeah, if I can avoid it, I don't play Celts against Egyptians because I'm a late game player, and like the longer the game goes, the harder it gets for Celts to get a foothold against Egyptians. Although at the very late game, I believe Horseman Quinton with grades can have the upper hand against Egyptians, but getting there is really tough. But that doesn't mean that Zerton didn't play this game really well, though. He just secured himself a second win in the series, and it's just he's on match point.
Match point indeed, and fittingly, Eery is going to go for equal footing as the next map. Alright, so equal footing, and Eery has chosen the Persians, and Zerton has chosen the Norse.
Cool. Let's see.
So we're going to see Persians.
Immortals against the Norse.
It's going to be...
Do you think we will ever see a tournament?
Ever see a tournament what?
Do you think we will ever see someone playing Norse and making Persian?
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's find out.
We will find out. So let me get this updated here. Our next map.
I just noticed there's a Norse city name. That's pretty funny. Older man. Can we get some older mans in the chat?
Alright, so let's see. Eery has chosen the Persians. And Zerton has chosen the Norse. So Zerton trying to close it out with the Norse on equal footing. Can Eery hold with his Persians? We will see.
I have faith. I have faith. Make sure the colors are correct.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so colors should be correct this time around. No confusion. That would be very confusing if we then saw 2-0 for Eery. Folks would not be happy with me, so should be correct this time. Equal footing. Eery's on the brink, folks. I know Eery is a nice favorite among a lot of you folks, so let me see some energy in the chat for Eery. Spam whatever emote you want for maybe a Celt W for Eery.
Yeah, anything would do. Except if it's F, then it's for striker.
Always the F's for striker. Alright. So game number 3 underway here. We've got the blue Persians of Eery in the south. And then for Zerton we have the red, properly colored red Norse in the north. Thankfully the Norse are in the north this time. And Zerton kind of going for his woodline here. So I guess no fast racks for Zerton. And I think Zerton's going to call a new hunt restart.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, yeah, because his first hunt was kind of far away there. So let's get a restart here. So get a quick restart. Artist here says, raise energy, raise APM for Eery. There we go. Alright. Get the restart going here for us. Alright, folks. Is Zerton going to 3-0 Eery? Or can Eery bring it back? Make it a series? We will see. Alright, so once again we've got the Norse in the north for Zerton as the red player, again going to his wood line. And then we've got Eery in the south as the blue Persians, starting out on his hunt. And yeah, Zerton has a better hunt this time on the right hand side here, so he should be good to go. Shouldn't need a restart on this one, so that's nice. And looks like Eery is going to go for a fast racks. There comes the racks for Eery. Zerton on his hunt and the wood line.
Yeah, again, Eery going for the Sparabara with 2 villagers on the barracks, actually.
Yeah,
Interesting.
really likes to get that early racks. And I imagine Eerie's going to want to transition in H2 to a very heavy bowman composition. Maybe with some spearmen to defend against raiders, I imagine.
Yeah, possibly. But, okay, Zerton finally starting to make that barracks. I think he's gonna get knocked off main hunt for a bit.
Yeah, racks coming down. Should be finished here soon for Zerton. Zerton be able to pump out a few spearmen here. But these Sparbar now coming across the map. Sporting some nice Spartan vanity.
Mm-hmm. Get yours now at the Spartan Special Store.
There you go. Gotta get
1-800 for my vanity.
You heard it here first, folks. Buy one now, get one free. Offer is good for only the next 30 minutes if you call now.
Offer only valid until supply.
Yeah. Supplies are limited. Actually, they're unlimited. As long as you've got the Sparta points, you've got some Sparta vanity. So get into Sparta PvP, guys. Champion mode. No gear. Well, gear and things and level are only for visuals. So gear and level doesn't matter. So
Yeah, these are just visual upgrades, and the stats on units don't change at all. Level or your gear. So
I do like the summer gear here on Zerton's spearmen.
yeah, it looks pretty good.
Naked with the exception of the summer gear here. Zerton is going to drop a spearman here. Nice micro here from Eery to pull out this damaged Sparabara. But now it looks like he's going to move all of his units out. See if he's able to pick up anything else. More Sparabara coming across the map as well. Zerton headed to stone. Eery's already gathering from stone, so both players starting to think about H2.
Yeah, but look at this. Just ignoring the villagers and fighting spear versus spar. Going well for Eery.
It is. These Sparbar are quite tanky.
Tanky boys.
Tanky boys indeed. In comes the ranged scout for Zerton to try to get a little bit more DPS going, but he is going to have to abandon that hunt, so...
Yep.
Eery starting to move to his next hunts as well. Longhouse coming down for Zerton. Zerton is halfway to H2. No H2 in sight yet for Eery. He should be able to pop it momentarily. So a nice amount of Sparabara here coming in for Eery. He's at 8 Sparabara. A few of them are quite damaged, but he does have a numbers advantage here on Zerton.
He did get H2 though, so throwing Axemen are not gonna... Zerton does not have enough gold to actually make any. Now he's gathering. And that's an interesting spot for his TC. I think he just wants to secure this hunt.
He wants to finish off that hunt there. Eery might be able to pick off a long... No, the villagers are going to come in for Zerton to repair that longhouse, so he is going to be able to save that, but he's going to lose a little bit of loot, a little bit of wood for his trouble there. So.
And yeah, they're all here. Yeah, if Spaniard would be so kind to hover over a gear piece, we could see that the gear here, Eery has them. Or even that works. Yeah, this item only provides a visual upgrade while in champion PvP, so none of those stuff matter when you play against players in PvP mode, so you don't need to be worried about having to invest time into grinding and getting items. But let's talk about this. Zerton's sending so many villagers to just try and get this TC up, and I think he will. And Eery's better off focusing down the villagers at this point. And he did get one of them, get two of them. Yes.
pick off a couple villagers here. He's going to lose a couple Sparabara, but I think that was probably worth it to, you know, all of those villagers were having to build that town center, so Zerton lost a little bit of gathering time. So, nice pickup there for Eery. But yeah, as PF2K was saying there, I'll show even the, not just the vanity gear, but also even the legendary real gear still in champion mode PvP says visual upgrade only. And you can't even pay, like PF2K mentioned, you can't even pay anyway, so it's not pay to win. But even still, you don't have to grind, you don't have to, you know, get levels or gear to play PvP. You can hop right in. And honestly, in my personal opinion, you know, I like, especially these units without any of the base gear, but has some vanity gear. I think that looks pretty cool, so.
Yeah, that's pretty hipster. Completely naked, then some summer vanity on top. Yeah, those are hipster Norsemen.
Absolutely. So, looks like Eerie's going to get a few spearmen in the mix here, and does have an archer range down. And also going for stables as well. Killing those boars with his military units, and actually he's going to build a storehouse here, so he's going to gather from those recently slayed boars. Recently slain boars, I should say. So here we go. For those of you who knew, Zerton again making use of the Norse unique ability for their infantry to build military buildings. So throwing down the stables.
If there's anybody coming from Age of Mythology, feels right on the Norse infantry making units. So there's that. And oh, and that's really nice to see Zerton actually research healing treatment, so his scout getting healed. If you look at his range scout, he's constantly getting healed. Actually, this upgrade gets double value. The scout is next to the hunt, yeah. The this stick gets double value with Norse scouts because they have 2 of them, so you get double healing on your scouts. That's really good for Zerton. Nice.
So Eery throwing up his second town center over here on the right. Does nicely cover a couple mines, the hunt even, and a wood line. So nice second town center there for Eery. Eery does have an Asabara on the field now. He's looking to get some pressure on the left-hand side here. He's going to run into a raider, but the Asabara should be able to win this fight one-on-one, but a second Asabara coming into the mix as well. So once again, Zerton kind of on the defensive here. Eery trying to be the aggressor. And he's actually going to move out with a good deal of spearmen and a good little bit of bowmen here.
Yeah, that's a nice move out by Eery, actually. Zerton does not have too many units.
So let's see if it's going to be enough. He is going to be able to pick off a villager.
Yeah. He is trying to come here and attack the bowman, and Eery needs to be careful because that Norse army is starting to get quite big, and that one raider is so low. I think it has like 10 HP. The raider on the right. 40, okay, I take that back. But still, that's like 2 spearman hits. Zerton pulling back all of his units, trying to gather it all in his town center.
These throwing axemen are quite nice with the Norse, you know, given the fact that they have a multiplier against both ranged and infantry, and do have a ranged attack themselves. Eery could possibly pick off a few units here on the left. Zerton does respond very quickly, and now suddenly Zerton in a good position to get a great pincer.
Uh-oh. Yes.
And look at this, he's just luring Eery further and further into this trap, and now turns around and boom.
Eery's moving his spearmen to kill these raiders. Those raiders fall, I think the Persian army can clean this up quite handily. Because throwing axemen, they do a lot of damage, but they don't have any armor, and those decent.
Very nice. So the bowman able to bring it back into Eerie's favor. Eery looking a little kind of dangerous there, but he was able to pull it out. So now Zerton falls back to his town center. These villagers might be in danger if Eery were to go up there, but looks like he does not. Might send those Asabara up there. He does. Looks like Sending some villagers out to the right side of the map here. Eery might have an idea to get up and market here soon. Going to get a longhouse and might get a couple villagers up here as well. Yeah, Zerton needs to respond to this. Zerton trying to move out with some throwing axemen. Asapara still just picking off villagers.
That's a lot of pressure down on Zerton's base, man. This.
This is great for Eery. Eery trying to push Zerton further and further back. Throwing action are taking a lot of damage from these bowmen, and more bowmen are coming in by the second for Eery. Eery doing a pretty nice job of spending most of his resources. He is floating a little bit of gold, but otherwise spending his resources here. Might get a Beorix. And suddenly Zerton not looking great. Asabara on the right side of the map here as well are going to be able to get a nice raid here on the right. Get a few villagers in this tree line. Down goes the Beorix, down goes a longhouse. And Eery might be able to pick up his first game of the series. He does. GG.
GG, nice. 2-1. Let's go, Eery. Let's go.
There we go. See, folks, you provided him your energy in chat, and he was able to pull it out. There you go. GG. Yeah, nicely played from Eery. He just kind of kept up the pressure, really, from that early Sparabara push, and then never really relented the pressure.
Yeah. And now let's see. Zerton's Egyptians are out. His Norse is out. His Greeks are out. So what's left? We got Celts, we've got Persians, and we've got Babylonians.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting Zerton to go Celts for the next game. And for Eery, let's see. Eery can go Babylon, I guess. I don't expect him to go Norse. So Egyptians or Babylonians, it's my guess.
Yeah, we'll see what he chooses to. Let me get the next map for us.
Pharaoh saying Norse weak. Yeah, just wait until you see Recon.
And Recon is an absolute beast with the Raiders.
Yes. He's like the embodiment of North.
Yeah. And he's slightly outgathered there. Pretty even on technologies. Pretty quick game here, 12-minute game. But Eery having control pretty much from the beginning, so nicely done there. Alright, folks, so we are going to be able to get at least a game 4, which is nice. Not going to end it early on a game 3. Alright, so our next map is going to be inland.
Nice.
Next map is going to be inland. I'm a pretty big fan of inland. Again, it can be interesting with the spawns, but nevertheless, it's a fun map. So, inland. Eery takes game number 3, so we are now 2-1. Zerton versus Eery. Zerton's still on match point. So let's see if Zerton can close it out, or if Eery's going to even it out to 2-2 and take it to a game 5.
Let's go, Eery. Let's go.
Alright, let me get our civ selections here. Give Eery match on equal footing. Let's see what our Civ picks are. Alright, so we have Egypt and Egypt for Eery and Persia for Zerton.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so Egypt for Eery. I don't know if I've ever seen Eery play the Egyptians, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure how his Egypt play is. I'm sure, obviously, it's good, but I don't know how strong he is with the Egyptians compared to other civs. Zerton, meanwhile, I know Zerton's pretty good with the Persians. So we're gonna have Egyptians versus Persians on inland. Let's see if our players are ready and get into game 4, guys. Let's see. Are you gonna continue to give your energy to Eery to bring it to game 5, or is Zerton gonna close it out? We shall see. Alright, so we're going to get this game underway here, folks. Again, are you going to give your energy to Eery, or is Zerton going to take it home again? Man, this has been a long but good grand finals to the Beorix's Brawl. Been very pleased so far with the results of these last matches, these last series today in the third place match, and now the grand finals. Love to see a game 5, so let's see if Eery can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Get us in the game here. Alright, folks, here we go. Game number 4 officially underway. Got some nice calming music right now for this inland match. Then these pawns are actually really nicely balanced in my opinion in terms of the spawn. Kind of right in the middle. We got in the south the red Persians of Zerton going for his hunt, and then in the north we've got the blue Egyptians, and it looks like Eery's electing to go to his wood line. Probably has ideas of an early dock or two. Fast racks here for Zerton. So what are the keys to
you
victory?
really wanna.
Yeah,
You wanna put the pressure on the Egyptian as Persia. You don't really wanna let them get to H2 and get their axemen going. So you wanna make sure that they make a barracks of their own by making your Sparabaras early.
There you go. So see if Zerton's able to do just that. Eery does have some early sheep. And no racks in sight for Eery, so he doesn't quite have the wood yet, but we'll see if he elects to go for a defensive barracks. He is sending a scout across here, so he should be able to see that this racks is up for Zerton. We'll see if that's enough to scare him into that racks himself. And yeah, he's going to position his scout here to wait for any units coming across the map. So if the Egyptian player does end up suffering from some early pressure from the Persians, what is the best response for the Egyptian player?
I think you just wanna try and get away with making as few units and just tech up and get some higher tech units. And because the Persian barracks does not have any kind of anti-infantry in it, so if you can make the Persian invest too much in Sparabara, and then you get some axemen out, then those Sparabara are not going to be very good offensively anymore, and you can take map control back. But I think Zerton, yeah, he's feeling safe enough to skip an H1 barracks, and he's gonna make a play for a fast barracks now. He needs to put on a barracks foundation really fast, yeah. Maybe build it with a couple extra villagers. He is putting 4 villagers even, or 3. 4?
Yeah, I think that
5?
villager. I don't know. I guess yeah, it's going for the wood there, but in come the Sparabara for Zerton, and he is going to push Eery off of this hunt, but not too big of a deal for Eery, as you mentioned in one of the previous games here. These sheep around this town center with this empower from the priestess is going to provide a good deal of food, so not a huge deal for Eery. First dock on the field for Zerton in the middle pond. I don't think either player knows about the southern pond yet.
Probably not. But yeah, look at this. Zerton trying to get himself some map control with the Sparabara, but really, if Eery just moves that priestess, he needs to save that villager though. Okay, the villager survives, but he needs to move all of those villagers, I guess. And that priestess can really help out a lot in healing those villagers. And that's the really unfortunate pathing for that villager trying to gather from that tree there. He's walking all the way. Yeah.
Finally notices it, I think. Zerton does now have that dock down, and Eery was going to go for a dock here in this northern pond. Zerton as well has a villager in place ready to throw down that dock, but Zerton is going to scout this dock, so he should be able to deny that. Zerton finally going to H2 himself, so kind of a later H2 at least for Zerton, but really Eery hasn't gotten a ton out of the early H2 yet because he doesn't have his second town center up yet to get access to the axemen to be able to deal with the Sparabara, but
Yeah.
Zerton now in
Zerton making a fishing boat.
H2, get down his second dock.
Uh-oh, those Sparabara are gonna be able to deny that dock, I think. Uh-oh. Should not attack the foundation, the villager. Okay, he does that now. Very nice. Eery needs to pay attention. He needs to put the... Oh, he actually did get the dock up, so that's really nice. But he's queuing up 3 fishing boats from that dock. I think he needs to cancel that and make a trireme, or cancel the fishing boats, because Zerton is making a galley, and that galley is gonna kill those fishing boats really easily without any contest. Eery, pay attention.
The question is, I don't know. Eery doesn't necessarily.
He knows. He knows.
Does he?
Oh my God, he doesn't know how. Oh,
Now
he knows
does.
now though.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Some Sparabara in the tree line here for Zerton, taking out a couple of Eerie's villagers, so 1 down there. So very nice pickup for Zerton. Eery trying to be aggressive with his axemen here, but Zerton's base is really nicely laid out currently. Some nice walls with the houses. Finally, a second town center coming down for Eery. No second town center yet for Zerton. And does Eery... I think Eerie's going to give up on this dock. So, kind of unfortunate there for Eery. He pretty much lost, ultimately, 250 wood for pretty much nothing.
Yeah. But still, let's not count out Eery, the comeback king. If there's anybody who can make a comeback, it's him.
Especially he's got the winter vanity on his axeman.
Yeah.
That Frosty the Snowman top hat, you Can't argue with that, so let's see if he can pull it back. These Axemen are not too active down here in the south. Second archery range coming down for Zerton.
That's cool. I think Zerton's going for the old school Sparrow Bowman style, and I really love that. Yeah.
Eery now trying for a dock in the southern pond, but
man.
unfortunately for him, Zerton once again gonna contest
I think
this.
I'm going to hate playing on this map. Like, I have never played a competitive game on it, but just seeing all of these docks at the same time makes me frustrated just watching.
Yeah, it's very tough.
You make one dock and there's already an opponent dock. But Eery sees this, and I think he can deny this dock from building anything because there are no fishing boats to repair yet. That said, Axeman building damage, so it's gonna be a while before he can kill them. I think that the galley is actually... Uh-oh, Eery needs to pay attention. Oh, and Eery actually queued up a fishing boat first. Before a trireme, he needs to hide that fishing boat, but I think Zerton smells blood and already sees the fishing boat. And...
Tough break there for Eery.
Yes.
Tough break. He does have his second town center up before Zerton. Actually, Zerton's still no second town center, and Zerton just investing so heavily in these ships that he's yet to get his second town center. So maybe Eery, despite losing these water engagements, maybe Eery can translate the earlier second town center into an economic advantage.
Yeah, that trireme is gonna get the galley of Zerton, but never mind. I think he repaired it back to full health. And these Parbaras being such a nuisance for Eery in the wood line, just constantly harassing. And yeah, I think Zerton won this pawn, and I think he actually has all 3 pawns.
He does, yeah.
I see. Yeah, so that's a massive, massive food advantage for Zerton right now.
The question will become, is Eery going to maybe pull a page right out of Carnage's book and, you know, kind of force his opponent into investing some resources onto the water with these galley, these galleys, and then maybe, you know, catch his opponent off guard on the land. And in fact, Zerton doesn't have a ton of units. Here come his units.
This is a Hail Mary move by Eery. I don't know what I think about that push inside the base of Zerton, because he can't really break into that. Can you check the villager count? Yeah, 37 for Eery and 38 for Eery, 45 for Zerton. So yeah, those docks making the fishing boats are showing already. And look at the food bank for Zerton, 900 food stockpiled, and he is making mostly bowmen, so he can't really spend all of that food. I mean, he is getting a second TC up just now, and then he can just select his TCs and shift A until he has full queue, and he will still have more than enough food for everything else.
Still no age 3 from Eery yet. Eery trying to build up his forces here. He's capped at 90 and needs to get some houses down. Zerton pushing towards 110. So slight, in addition to the villager lead, just a slight overall population lead. But this Temple of Set is now complete for Eery. So Eery now in age 3. And what do we see from the Egyptian player in age 3? Will he go Chariot Archers? Perhaps Camel Rider Champion?
Elephants. Elephants and chariot archers. And I mean, Zerton's army is made mostly of bowmen and spearmen, so if he can just get those spearmen out of the way, his elephants are gonna destroy the army of Zerton. He is down in population though, and that's really not something you want to see as Egyptians, especially against Persians. Down 25 population. He's not researching any champion texts yet, so I guess he's just trying to buy himself some time. Maybe now he can use those camels to kill the dogs of Zerton and keep him back for a bit. Getting his third TC, getting a market up soon, I hope.
Looks like he's going to have a really nice market line pretty much across the entire map with that third town center over there in the corner. Eery not really seeing much of a raiding opportunity in Zerton's base because once again Zerton's base is just so tightly built. Very nice and defensible. Eery, will he go for the fortress to get out those elephants?
Getting champion camels, that's really good.
Chariot archers coming down.
H3 coming down for Zerton too, and he's gonna pincer this army once again. Zerton really loves. Oh man, he's gonna lose Axe 3, pop count, falling so fast. Rip Axeman, rip Axeman.
Very unfortunate there for Eery. Lost all of those Axemen, but you know, maybe that's okay. Maybe he wants to free up some population for more chariot archers and camels.
Yeah, and Zerton instantly getting champion Axeman. I mean champion bowmen, and those really make these H2 units a lot better at what they do. 25% damage for bowmen, and then extra multiplier for spearmen and more movement speed. So that's really nice. And yeah, I'm not sure what Eery's game plan is here. He's still not ahead in population as much as he wants to be. And Zerton just has vision everywhere on the map. This is not usual. This is not the norm for this matchup. But kudos to Zerton, now even mixing in Takabaras for the chariot archers. I really love seeing this, by the way. This is such a big... The previous games we saw with Persians, where we had like a bazillion stable units and no other units.
Right.
So props to Zerton for making this foot army rather.
Yeah, nice and diverse unit composition there. So if he's able to micro well, especially getting in the spearmen to protect against the camels, get those Takabara onto those chariot archers could be bad for Eery. We'll see. And yeah, Zerton just continuing to get these watch posts up. Just has pretty much complete vision of the map. Almost all of the entry points into his side of the map are under his vision.
Eery's starting to look for a fight, but he is maxed out though, so let's not count him out. And it's still anyone's game at this point. Is he even gonna try and clean this up with his mobile army, which is weaker in a straight up fight, but has the advantage of being able to run around the map and do some damage while Zerton is trying to go there. And can you check the village count, by the way, please? Again?
74 to 77, so slightly
so
there for Eery.
Fully caught up, yeah, but he can put some pressure on this third TC of Zerton. He just barely missed that. Wow. Is he gonna see it? Maybe not. He does know about it, actually. Okay, maybe he didn't want to go there. Maybe he was worried that Zerton is gonna meet his army with his own army, because Eery's army is a lot better at a straight up engagement, and Eery needs to pay attention. He does not want to fight it. Look at how many shots came out from one volley out of that army. But at the same time, we have some raiding going at the top of the map and at the bottom. Oh yeah, there with these Asabara who are dead. But this is really huge for Eery, sniping the mark. So now Zerton's moving out with his army, but Eery's just everywhere on the map, trying to snipe the dock. And he is gonna get the dock, actually. Zerton cannot stop it. But now he is at Eery's base, and Eery really needs to think of a way to deal with this army, because yeah, these camels stand no chance against those Persian spearmen, who are one of the most pop efficient, if not the most pop efficient spearmen in the game. Even better than Roman ones, I think, per pop. And yeah, now Zerton's just sitting there with his huge bowman ball of 34 champion bowmen with the upgrade. He's also getting the next pierce damage upgrade on them even. Now he's trying to come back.
Yeah, this is good for Zerton, getting a lot of pressure here on Eery. Eery I don't know. I mean, he's pulled his raids back and now has his kind of primary force in base, but he's already lost several houses.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's if Zerton is not careful and Carnage, I mean not sorry, Carnage, Eerie's chariots hit the spearmen while Zerton's bowmen hit the camels, then eventually the front line of Zerton will melt and then the camels can just destroy the bowmen of Zerton. But yeah, now Zerton has managed to pop block Eery, but he is going for a huge flank now, trying to lure Zerton in completely inside his base. Then he wants to come with the camels, go for a full flank, and that's really good. Those spears are fully out of position now.
Wow, nice play here from Eery, but pulling back a little bit, trying to get out of those spearmen because those spearmen are going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah,
Zerton kind of sustaining here, but these chariot archers
I think
are
he is. Yeah, I think he actually did it. I think now he has the mass, can sustain staying in this position, and yeah, it's not looking so good for Eery right now. He does have a market route going, but he's struggling for gold right now. Maybe he could consider making some spearmen, champion spearmen, but he does not have too many barracks. Yeah, things are looking dicey for Eery right now. Houses.
This is certainly tough for Eery. Just a lot of sustained damage for Zerton right now, and the longer this goes on, the more difficult it's going to be for Eery to come back. Zerton still has control of that southern pond as well as the middle pond. Actually rebuilt his dock there that he had lost. Eerie's market line still going for now, but again, Zerton just kind of right in the middle of Eerie's base, slowly whittling down some villagers here and there.
Yeah.
Corey B, thank you very much for the follow to the Project Celeste channel. Welcome to Project Celeste. Download the game if you haven't already. And Zerton still just streaming Asabara champion across the map to reinforce his army. And again, the longer this goes on, the more difficult it will be for Eery to come back. Losing some caravans. Still 82 villagers though for Eery to the 94 of Zerton. But down by about 25, now 30 population. A lot of gold miners over here that Zerton or Eery might be able to deal some damage to, but unfortunately he's just kind of focused on his base right now. Here come the Asabara on these markets. This could be huge for Zerton. Eery really investing in the defense of his markets over here, or I'm sorry, his third town center on the left, building some guard towers, but really needs to protect his markets because he's got a couple walls up, but both of the markets are down now.
Yeah, it's Zerton's really on point with killing Eerie's markets and GVG, and now this.
No gold for Eery right now.
Yep.
This is bad. This is bad. He's got a few spearmen over here not doing anything. He maybe needs to bring them into the fight. Mounted archers now onto the field for Zerton. And this is really tough for Eery. He needs gold. He's got no gold. And he doesn't have enough control of the map to try to take one of these gold mines. He could perhaps maybe try to take one of these gold mines on the left. But
Yeah.
Zerton would see because there's watch posts.
Constantly checking the markets, making sure they're all dead.
Really nicely done here from Zerton. Zerton, you're going to fall back now with his mounted archers and bring in some more reinforcements. He is back to 180 population. I'm not exactly sure where most of that population is. I guess pretty much
On
right
the
here.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zerton fully transitioned back into the stable army.
Yeah, looks like some more houses coming down, so... But Eerie's not even close to maxed out. He's below 120.
Yeah. He's not in a good spot at all. Zerton even making proxy siege workshops. And he's just not stopping. Like I said, when he broke Eerie's defense right next to this TC, he just never stopped.
This is really nice here from Zerton. Can Eery bring it back? Chat, Eery needs your energy now more than ever. Still Zerton just going for these houses, really being a nuisance with these houses. More mounted archers coming in.
Yeah. Zerton finally going to H4, and I think seeing Zerton being in H4 will be the final nail in the coffin for Eery. And this moment, Eery behind 60 population, he has bank, and there's the GG.
GG,
Well
folks.
played. Well played.
Well played. All right, so GG to Zerton. Congratulations to Zerton. Zerton is your new reigning champion in Age of Empires Online. So congratulate Zerton. But well played to Eery. You know, he fought hard and he earned second place. So nicely done from Eery as well. Both of our players. And yeah, Zerton really just had control ever since, you know, like you mentioned, he broke that defense kind of in the middle of Eerie's base there, and Eery just wasn't able to recover. So outgathered by almost 10,000 resources there. Wow, almost double the technologies. Zerton had almost double the technologies of Eery. So yeah, just really strong control, especially in terms of the unit composition.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Very nicely done indeed. So Zerton takes game number 4 to make it 3-1 in his favor. So your official rankings for Beorix's Brawl 2020 was Carnage in 3rd place, Eery in 2nd place, and then Zerton with the win.
The win.
The win. Zerton takes it 3-2. So, real quick, guys, let's just once again plug some upcoming things for Age of Empires Online. The Romans. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the Romans. Going to be coming over the course of the next few months. P said earlier, hopefully by the end of summer, maybe. And the Romans, and now they're starting from level 1, full campaign. That's super exciting.
Full campaign.
Man.
Yep.
Super exciting.
You can click on the Romans button below. Stream. I haven't.
Yep. Check
You
that
can
out.
check that out.
Check that out. All the blogs are on the forums, so read up on those if you haven't, just to kind of get caught up on where everything stands. The Romans also look just really great. Visually, they look excellent. And so I'm super excited about that. And also, the new quest pack should be coming soon. The Adventures of Brenos and Comatorios. So that's going to be exciting. So once again, guys, if you're brand new to Age of Empires Online or Age of Empires in general, Age of Empires Online Project Celeste is completely free to play. Check it out in the description below. You're not going to regret it, and there's nothing to lose because there's no transactions whatsoever in the game. So, well done.
Well done indeed.
All right, so, some folks calling for a winner interview. Let me check real quick with Zerton. I actually meant to ask him earlier. And I forgot to ask, so I'll check real quick with Zerton. But let me know what you guys thought in chat of the games. Were you entertained? Did you enjoy it? How did you like the format of this tournament with the kind of what was it, a round robin, I guess you would say, in the group stages, and then moving on to these best of fives in the finals. Let me know what you guys thought. All right, Zerton.
So if you're gonna have a winner interview, can he do an interview?
Yeah, Zerton says he can do one. So do you want to join us in the in one of the?
No, I was gonna say that I'm gonna go and prepare the cast. So good luck with the interview, and I'll be on the stream.
All right,
Thanks for having me as a
Yep.
co-caster. It was really fun.
Absolutely, it was fun
See
to
you
have
soon.
you. See you, PF2K.
Yep.
All right. So let me hop in a channel here with Zerton. Give me 1 second. Let me. End this with PF2K, and coming up right here, folks, we have got an interview with Zerton. So let me get this going here. Alright, winner's interview with Zerton. Start this here. Alright, Zerton, can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Yes,
Hey,
I can.
how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, I guess.
Good. Hey, congratulations. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's nice to win again. Like the last 2 times, I lost in the final, so I really wanted to win this time.
Yeah, finally getting that win there. So, and nice little prize pool there, 122, bigger than the past couple tournaments. So, don't spend it all in one place. You gonna grab a couple beers or what?
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely. Cool. So, hey, walk me through those games. That game against Eery on equal footing. I know you're kind of unhappy with those hunts. How did that one go down for you?
Yeah, I wasn't happy after that one, for sure. Because usually you have at least like slightly a hunt in the back, lays a little bit to the side, but he didn't have that one, so I took a lot of damage from his spear rush, or from his power rush. And I kind of felt it was a game already, because if you are North and you're playing against Persia and you're stuck in your base, like you basically can't win anymore. I don't know. He just keeps pushing you with Bowman, and you can never contest the Bowman ball.
Right.
You need to have map control in this matchup, so I was really not happy after that one.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough game there. But then you brought it back, closed it out with that game on Inland. Walk us through that one. You kind of gained control of the lakes, all 3 lakes, and then really just kept up the pressure on Eery. Walk us through how that game went.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Eery always does a lot of spear rush into TC, for example, on inland. I don't think it's that strong. I think going for the pond control is just much better. You get better eco because they gather faster. You get the map control. It's just so much better than going for TC early, I think. And I think that's basically why I won the game.
Yeah, you definitely had the economic advantage. Even though Eery got his second town center up a little bit earlier, you were able to stay ahead in that villager count thanks to those fishing boats. So I was well played there. And those first 2 games as well, you just kind of that first game especially. Let's go back to the game number 1, because that was such a back and forth game, and it really looked like it could go either way. But eventually you took it out. So do you have any thoughts on game number 1 and how close of a match it was?
Yeah, I thought it was quite a messy game, to be honest. Like, it was a lot of back and forth. I did a couple of bad engages, I feel like, but I defended his harass. He harassed me with rams on the top and on the left side, and I defended those with prods, and then I felt like I was in a good position. Because I got a good engagement as well, and then I could counter attack on the left side and on the right side as well with prods and kill his market. Then it's basically game from there.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But it was a little bit more cav heavy than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
For a Greek mirror, it's very rare to have this much prod action, I think.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised by that as well. Very heavy on the Padromas there, but it was well played. And really, honestly, Eery was playing really great this tournament. So,
Yeah, he was.
well played to you. To be able to take the series 3-1. You
Thank
played
you.
really well against Carnage as well, beating him in the semifinals yesterday. So overall, a great performance. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. We'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, there you have it, folks. So, again, good game to Zerton. Well played, well deserved. He really played his heart out here and was able to take this final series. So, congratulate Zerton. But again, congratulations to all of our players as well. Striker played a great series against Carnage. Honestly, I was very surprised by Striker, or not surprised, I should say, but I was impressed with Striker's performance against Carnage. You know, able to take that to Game 5. That was a great series earlier. So if you missed that, check out the VOD later for that series against Striker and Carnage. But Carnage ultimately was able to win that in a close series. He was able to take Game 5. So congratulations to Carnage on 3rd place victory. Eery, 2nd place victory. Well played. Eery played really well against Striker yesterday. Really closed out Striker pretty quickly yesterday. So that was a very impressive performance for Eery. But then Zerton taking place number 1, taking the grand finals 3-1 against Eery. So well played to you, Zerton. And well played to everyone. Thanks for participating, all the players. You should be getting your prizes sometime in the next couple days. And thanks to all of you viewers. Thanks to everyone involved in the Age of Empires Online community for viewing, for donating, all the huge donations today. Thank you for the subs, for the follows. And again, one last time, guys, check out the game if you haven't. It's completely free to play. Give it a download. You're not going to regret it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you very much for your support, guys. We broke 80 viewers today. I think maximum, I think maybe it was like 82 or 83, something like that. So that's absolutely insane. You know, just last year we would max maybe like 30 viewers, 30 to 40 viewers, and now we've doubled that. So that's all thanks to you guys. So pat yourself on the back. Thank you very much for the support. Been a great tournament. Thanks again also to Eery for organizing this tournament. Eery kind of put everything together, came up with all the rules and things like that, and really started the tournament. So thanks to Eery and everyone else. Wout helped as well. And of course PF2K for making the graphics. Thanks to everyone involved. So that's going to wrap it up for now, guys. Again, if you're celebrating today, happy Easter. Everyone, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. And thanks again for tuning in. That's going to do it for now. We'll see you guys later.